Hello my darlings, welcome back to the channel, or hello if you are new. Today's video is always one of my favourite videos to film of the entire year. I'm going to be sharing my top 10 most wearable autumn trends or fall trends for 2025 and how I personally am going to be wearing them. I've done this video for many years, probably 10 years, I know, and to be honest with you, over those 10 years, my love of actually wanting to wear trend things has got less and less. However, I would say, although I tend to lean to more classic and timeless styles, I still want to be aware of what's on trend, because then it informs just subtly and helps to inform what I'm buying or how I'm styling things that are already in my wardrobe. So while I may not be as much of a trend follower as I used to be, I still definitely like to be aware of what they are, which is why this video is going to be a little look at the top 10 most wearable trends, but also letting you know how to wear them for real people that are not front row at London Fashion Week. You know, people like me and you, just normal, down-to-earth people that live real lives. So to make things a bit different today, I'm going to go through the top 10 trends. I'm going to let you know which trend I think is totally bonkers and that we should all stay away from. It's not going to work, in my opinion, for 99% of people. But I have mentioned trends like this in the past and then ended up wearing them, so we shall see. And then at the second half of the video, I am going to style together some outfits to really show how I'm going to be bringing those trends into my existing wardrobe. If you are new to the channel, I tend to do vlogs of our life here in the Cotswolds. It's coming up to autumn cozy season, so if you are looking for a new cozy creator, then I'd love it if you hit the subscribe button. Down below, we also have a blog with loads of things on there, from recipes to tips of what to do, where to stay, things like that for the Cotswolds, and fashion features as well. I also have a newsletter, and you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok too. What a tongue twister. So that's me. I'm Josie, hello, nice to meet you. Let's get started with the video. So number one trend is something that we have seen creeping in over summer, and it is a colour. Pantone called the colour of the season Mocha Mousse. You'll see the exact shade on the screen here. It's no surprise that brown is the new black, especially for autumn or fall 2025. And I, for one, am thrilled about this. I think that brown is so wearable. It's a neutral, it's a flattering colour, and it really does work for absolutely everybody. It's really easy to wear, and I'm sure 99% of us have already got some espresso mockery brown pieces in our wardrobe. This espresso brown colour has actually transcended fashion, and it's also very trending when it comes to home and interiors, so we are going to be seeing so much of this shade over the coming season. It's designers like Saint Laurent and Bottega Veneta that really championed this on their runways, but it has already filtered down to the high street. Even at the end of summer, we started to see many people, myself included, I'll show you some photos on the screen here, integrating this brown espresso colour into our summer wardrobe, which makes it a really fantastic trend for this kind of transitional time of year. I'm really jumping the gun here because I am going to talk about this next trend a lot more further down the line, but espresso does also, this brown espresso colour does also lean into another trend which has basically been on trend for like 5 years and never really gone anywhere, which is the quiet luxury aesthetic, because this beautiful shade of brown is so neutral, it's got a subtle richness to it, and it's just so classic that it really lends into a timeless style of dressing too, which I would say is really how I prefer to dress. I like to invest in things, buy less but buy better, look at really good quality textures and fabrics and materials, and then just pepper in little hints of trends just to make my wardrobe always feel as current as possible. For example, what I'm wearing right now is a really classic outfit. I love to go for cashmeres and silks. I'm actually wearing head to toe Lilysilk today. Lilysilk is a brand that I adore. I've worn their pieces for many years now. The quality of their pieces is exceptional, and having a base of really beautiful quality pieces like this in your wardrobe means that you can be confident that you've got the building blocks there, and it just makes it so much easier to incorporate trends. I will leave the outfit details, what I'm wearing, linked in the description box down below, and as a little FYI, I do have a discount code which is LSJosie20, and they have got their 15% anniversary sale on right now, so it's a really good time to stock up on those essential kind of wardrobe staples that you will get so much use out of in the coming season. The second trend, which is going to be absolutely massive for autumn 2025, is probably another one that we can all predict, and it is the Western trend. Now, I think this has got many influences. Whether it's down to Beyonce's tour, everyone's continual, myself included, obsession with Yellowstone, or just the fact that it really does look quite cool. I think that the Western trend is going to be bigger than ever this autumn. The great thing about this trend is that you can really dip in as small a way as possible, or you can go completely whole hog. So when we're thinking about the Western trend, yes, hats and boots are going to be trending, and there are definitely ways of making them wearable and practical. I myself have got a fabulous pair of 𝑟.𝑚_Williams, an Australian brand, Western style boots, and I love them. Can't wait to wear them all with different outfits in the autumn. But also we're going to be seeing a lot of suede. Unsurprisingly, suede is one of my favourite textures, and I think it's a great way of just giving a nod to a trend without having to buy an entire new outfit. You could look for a pair of suede boots or a suede bag, and that really brings your whole outfit to be very current without you having to move too far away from the staples that you feel really comfortable in day to day. I know that there are some very cool, very trendy people that will really lean into this trend and will be seeing double denim. Don't knock it till you've tried it. I actually put together a double denim outfit the other day, and it took me by surprise how much I liked it. So you can really lean into this trend as much or as little as you want. Trend number 3 kind of begins with the Western trend, but it's a bit of an evolution, and it is all about lace and sheer fabrics. We saw this on so many different runways, but a brand that always springs to mind is Chloe. They really lean into this bohemian, over-the-top lace, frill, ruffles, very feminine but a little bit kind of prairie girl Western. Wear your ruffly lacy dress with your cowboy boots. That is the vibe that's going to be continuing into autumn-winter 2025. It kind of reminds me, I think it was autumn-winter 2019, the last autumn-winter before COVID, and bohemian styles were really on trend then, and I remember loving leaning towards these dusky kind of sunset colours, muted pinks, not too dissimilar to the colour of the knit that I'm wearing right now. And I found that you could really take a piece such as a lace ruffled blouse, a little bit kind of Victorian style, and just pair that with your favourite pair of jeans to make it a very wearable way of just tapping into that trend. Trend number 4 is more of a silhouette trend, and it is draping and capes. And this trend is particularly relevant for outerwear. We have seen this in the past. With most trends, it's really unusual for a trend to come out of nowhere and be never seen before. But I think it was a couple of years ago, 𝑭𝒂𝒻 really mastered the whole scarf attached to your coat, the same material, to create that very relaxed, almost French girl aesthetic when it comes to your outerwear. But you don't need, again, to go out and buy anything new for this. You could take a coat and a scarf that you already own and just style it in a certain way. And I really like the sculptural nature of this trend. It's a really elegant way of updating your silhouette, but without adding too much fuss or too much extra clutter to an outfit. Number 5 is an accessory trend. I always like to be aware of what the accessory trends are each season, and hopefully, fingers crossed, you've already got something in your wardrobe that will tick this trend box, and it is soft slouchy bags. Thank goodness big bags are in fashion, because I just cannot handle small structured bags. I have too much stuff that I need to carry around with me every single day. But soft slouchy bags are very much on trend at the moment. I've got a few in my collection already from the high street, and other stores have got some really gorgeous options. Middle of the range, I've got this beautiful one from Hobbs, and then on the premium side, wow, I'm really covered when it comes to this trend. I have got this beautiful one which is also suede, so ticks that box, from YSL. So hopefully you might have something similar in your wardrobe. But it's not only the size and the soft pillowy drape of the bag that's trending, it's also how you hold it. Can you believe it? How you hold your bag. There's a certain like trendy way to carry your bag this autumn, and annoyingly it's not over the shoulder, which is how one would think that one is meant to carry one's bag. But no, it's kind of literally like you're carrying a pillow around with you. I know it sounds bonkers, and I will not be doing that. I will be carrying my bag over my shoulder like a normal person. But soft pillowy bags, that is the bag silhouette of the upcoming season. Okay, trend number 6 could potentially be seen as a little bit controversial. Does one want to look like this? I don't know, but I think that I naturally do without trying. Trend number 6 for autumn 2025 is the frazzled English woman trend. Yes, you heard me right. And it was actually back in 2022 that we first heard this phrase, but for some reason it's really coming back around this autumn winter. It's the likes of the old school British rom-com heroines like Kate Winslet in a lot of her roles, as well as of course Bridget Jones. It's a witty, working class English woman who's just that little bit frazzled. So when it comes to fashion, it's slightly messy hair thrown up into a claw clip, it's cardigans, it's fabrics which may not perfectly match, it's knits worn over blazers, just a slightly overcrowded, cozy but overloaded kind of look. If you want to achieve this look, I feel like it's going to be almost like a no makeup look, like you don't want to try too hard, and yet there are certain things you can do to achieve this look. I would say it's having lots and lots of layers to your outfit, but also really combining tones and textures, mixing knitwear with tailored pieces and really jumbling together your outfit. I would definitely recommend trying a few different combinations, and when you find one that works, take a picture on your phone and you can refer back to that on the days when you are lacking a little bit of outfit inspo. Number 7 is a trend that I really like but actually don't have any of in my wardrobe, so it is one that I'm on the lookout for, and it is fringing. Fringing has really elevated from the classic kind of festival imagery that springs to mind, and it's more elegant, elevated, bohemian styling like we would see on the catwalks of the likes of Chloe and Bottega Veneta. They have been doing it really well. Fringing could be really big and maximalist, or in a nicer way, I would say it's just a subtle nod to fringing. It could be a little bit of tassels in your jewellery, it could be a very subtle little tassel on an accessory, a bag or a boot maybe. We are seeing it everywhere, on every piece of clothing you can imagine, from skirts to outerwear, and I think that this is one of those trends we're going to see trickling in, and then before you know it, it's going to be everywhere. So a good one to have on your radar for 2025. So trend number 8 is the one that I think I will be dodging, but please don't hold me to this, because as I said, I have previously said that I will be dodging the horseshoe shaped trouser trend that was really big at the beginning of the year, and I did actually end up buying a pair of horseshoe trousers. Very subtle, but they were certainly horseshoe shaped trousers, and when I first heard about that trend I was like, surely no one is going to wear that. But anyway, trend number 8 that at the moment I think I'm going to be dodging is the maximalist belt trend. This has really sprung up out of nowhere in my opinion. Does it lean from the Western trend? Because I have actually seen a Ralph Lauren belt which was probably like that wide, and it really cinched in the slightly bohemian ruffly style dress and did make it look good, but that belt would have been thought of as subtle compared to many of the other ways that I've seen this trend styled out on the runways. So where this trend gets a bit weird is when we've seen people actually stacking up multiple belts. I'll show some visual cues on the screen here, but do you not just think of like a torture chair or something? This looks like I'm strapped in and against my own free will. So I probably won't be wearing the multiple belt trend. We're also seeing people mix and match belts, like a leather one with a chain one, and I just think it's not something that we need to be maximalist about. Choose elegant and timeless belts, maybe a nice waist belt that's a little bit more simple, that just one of them that can cinch in one of your favorite dresses to just zhuzh it up a little bit for the upcoming season. Maybe a nice way of updating one of your favorite dresses from the summer. You could put a cardigan over the top as well, but when it comes to stacking multiple belts and going really maximalist, that is a trend that I'm going to leave to the catwalk models. Trend number 9, I can definitely see where this one has come from. Really interestingly, back in the early summer, I went to a conference, and the conference included a workshop with Pinterest, and they were really explaining to us how we can use Pinterest to see what trends are up and coming. And one of the trends that they analysed for this year was the fisherman trend. And no, that's not the trend that I'm talking about for autumn-winter 2025, because randomly we did see the fisherman trend coming in summer. People were calling it like sardine girl summer and things like that, but luckily it's toned down and a lot more wearable for autumn winter 2025, because it's just become kind of like a sailor and nautical trend. Chanel really championed this, and thank goodness. It's very wearable in terms of horizontal stripes, which I think are universally flattering, and they do come in year after year after year, so you can confidently invest in some horizontal stripes and know that you're not just partaking in sailor chic this year and buying something you're never going to wear again because it is so timeless. But I will be staying away from the real sailor aspects that we have been seeing, like rope detail, fisherman knits, tied in with boat shoes on their own, fine, but it was all the big brands, the Chanels, the Dior's, the Pradas, that were really showing this off on their catwalks, so it is going to be a trend that we won't be able to ignore this upcoming season. And so trend number 10, I have without doubt saved the best until last, and I hinted to it earlier. Well, quiet luxury is a term that we are all very, very familiar with, and it has not been going anywhere. Why would you not want to dress like that? I think it is the ultimate effortless and timeless, classic, gorgeous way of dressing. However, it's evolved, as trends do, for autumn-winter 2025, and the trend this upcoming season is being coined lazy luxury. So yes, it's still that quiet, slightly minimalist, neutral tones, lovely natural fabrics, but we're really looking at soft, comfortable, relaxed silhouettes this upcoming season. Hallelujah, finally a trend that is really wearable and that I have got so many pieces in my wardrobe that already tick that box. What you're looking for are luxurious pieces that really look as though you've made very little effort. Relaxed chic is what we are going for, so think cashmere knits, trousers that are made of materials like wool, they've got maybe an elasticated waistband so you're incredibly comfortable and yet you still look polished with your final look. This is where I'm going to start my try-on section because I feel that this is a trend that we're all going to want to partake in, and it also can act as a really nice base to add in some of the other trends as well. When it comes to lazy luxury, you can really bring in the #1 trend of the espresso colour, you can add in your suede slouchy bag, you could even add in some fringing or some lace, you could even add in some stripes for that sailor aesthetic as well, but starting off with a wardrobe of staple pieces that really give that lazy luxury element is a great place to start. So let's do some trying on. So let's get started with what I'm wearing right now, because I do think that these trousers are perfect for our lazy luxury trend. These are a silk wool blend tweed trousers from Lilysilk. They're actually made from the most amazing material, which is wrinkle resistant. So if you're planning on wearing these for work trousers, but you drive to work or get the train, you're not going to arrive to the office or at your desk with completely creased up trousers. This is something that I love about Lilysilk. Not only do they always choose the top quality when it comes to the fabrics, but they also ensure that the pieces are just designed for real life. We all want to be looking as polished as possible, but with minimal effort, let's be honest. That is the whole ethos of lazy luxury. And with Lilysilk pieces, they feel beautifully soft, they always look incredibly elegant and timeless, and they've always thought of those little extra details too. So yeah, LS Josie 20 is my personal discount code, and they do have their 15-year anniversary sale on right now. So run, don't walk to Lilysilk for some gorgeous autumn wardrobe essentials. A pair of trousers like this acts as a great base, a real wardrobe staple that you can then build on with the other trends. I just love it when I can put together an outfit and it ticks off 2 trend boxes at least, and yet is still classic and timeless and elegant. So here we are ticking off that sailor trend with the stripes, but also you could potentially add in a sailor-esque accessory by going with a pair of boat shoes. This is a pair from Holland Cooper that I think are the perfect kind of granddaddy boat shoe. You just know that the more you wear them, when the leather starts to scuff and get a little bit more worn out, then they're going to look even better, possibly even frazzled English woman better. That's another way that we could blend the trends, but still keeping the outfit very neutral in the tones, which I would say is a key way of integrating trends into a timeless wardrobe. Keep the colour palette as neutral as possible. Sorry about the lighting, by the way, the sun has just come out and I'm certainly not complaining. But back to the top. This has got to be one of the softest tops I have ever tried on in my life. It is top grade cashmere from Lilysilk. They do the most incredible cashmere on the website as well. They are very, very selective and careful as to the quality of cashmere that they use. They're very particular with the length of the cashmere fibres that they use, where it's been sourced. And you can really tell with the softness of this piece. I think having a cap sleeve as well makes it really practical. and I have styled it with this pair of trousers, which for the lazy luxury trend are perfect because we have got one of my favourite trouser design details, which is an elasticated waist. So add in the boat shoes to complete the look and you've ticked off lazy luxury and the sailor trend all in one. So I really don't have to try too hard for the frazzled English woman look. So what I've done is pretty much my everyday hairstyle. I have very quickly grabbed the top few strands of hair and pinned it up in a little clip. This tortoise shell clip is very kind of traditional, old-fashioned. I will leave it linked down below. And then I've flung a cable knit over my shoulders just with a t-shirt. And this, in my opinion, it's not even frazzled. It's pretty polished and also potentially verging again on the lazy luxury trend. This, in my opinion, would also be a really nice travel outfit. You've got layers, you've got an elasticated waistband, very, very comfortable and yet warm as well, because aeroplane aircon can be pretty ferocious. I've had knitted t-shirts similar to this from Lilysilk in the past, and I still have each of them in my wardrobe because I know how often I reach for them as a base piece, a wardrobe staple throughout the autumn season. This is from their new collection. It's actually a little bit thicker, so it feels a bit smarter, a little bit warmer, and yet still has that really nice structure to the material. Something else I love about most Lilysilk pieces is that they are machine washable, thank goodness. They really have made them perfect for real life. So now let's add on a few layers and see how much we can achieve this frazzled English woman look. I'm going to pop on a tweedy blazer. This one, of course, is Holland Cooper. And then you see people just flinging on another knit over the shoulders. Honestly, this is perfect. This is pretty much my uniform when I'm heading for a pub Sunday roast. If you're coming to the Cotswolds, this is the perfect uniform for days like that. With some pretty comfortable trousers, you've ticked off the layering, you've ticked off the lovely tonal colours. I think this is an outfit that I'll be wearing on repeat this autumn season. Now, just an example of how you can take a really classic outfit and just add a little hint of a trend. I have got this new pair of shoes which have got a little bit of a tassel on them, so ticking that fringing bohemian tassel trend while still mostly being lazy luxury and a completely classic outfit. So again, both of these pieces are from Lilysilk, the softest v-neck jumper that's just going to be one of those things that I reach for time and time again, tucked into this silk wool blend pair of trousers, which are perfect for both leisure and also smarter occasions as well. They have the sheen and fluidity of silk, but with the structure and warmth of wool. So you really do get the best of both worlds. And just by adding a pair of tassel shoes, it's really going to give a nod to that trend, but without completely disregarding my signature style. If you know where that quote is from, we can officially be best friends. And now we really have come full circle, finishing with an espresso brown pair of kind of activewear shorts. So I guess we could argue that this is lazy luxury as well, but definitely the colour of the autumn season. This is something a little bit new and different from Lilysilk. They've launched their activewear with this very innovative, what they're calling silkery fabric. It's silk, but woven in a terry kind of way. So you're getting the loops of the fabric, which makes it breathable. You get the antimicrobial benefits of silk. It's machine washable, perfect for all day lounging. The design is fantastic. We've got an elasticated waistband, we've got a pocket, and you can also get the matching quarter neck top as well. This is the perfect cozy layering piece that still manages to keep your loungewear, relaxed wear outfit on trend for autumn 2025. There's something very comfortably cooling about this silkery fabric. It's essentially silk woven into cotton terry, very, very innovative. And I really love how these pieces look together. Again, a great travel outfit, great for those afternoons where you just want to chill at home, which is literally me for the rest of the day. So this is where I'm going to end the video, my darlings. I really hope you enjoyed learning about the most wearable autumn trends for 2025. Let me know down below which of these you will be investing in, which do you already have in your wardrobe, and are any of these trends going to be ones which you absolutely avoid at all costs? Please let me know down below. Everything that I have worn and shared with you will also be linked in the description box, as well as any discount codes that might be relevant to the pieces as well. So that's all from me. Stay tuned for more vlogs next week, and I'll see you very soon in the next one. Bye!